make this full screen in just a second so that you guys can just have that. This is Nin, by the way, and I am going to try and show you guys some different war strategies. So we're going to start with hogs. So let's talk about hogs at the moment. So their number one weakness is this: giant bombs. Giant bombs will wipe out your entire herd of hogs. So you have to be wary of them when you pick a base. Let me see if anyone... Okay, no, I'll just deal with that later. So when you're looking at a base, like obviously if this wasn't if you didn't know it was me, you wouldn't know those giant bombs were right there. So you'd just see a blank space. There's also going to be blank spaces where there's other traps or just spaces in general. So where the Tesla is, where my doohickeys are, I can't think of what those are called right now, etc., etc. So when you pick out a base, when there's relatively few spots that a giant bomb can be, there's a good bet that you can use hogs to your advantage and know where to place them accordingly. So if I were to use hogs on my base, I'd actually want to come down here because there's not a whole lot of room for giant bombs to be featured. It's too narrow. I really wouldn't have to worry about giant bombs till I got to the center or even up here. And there's a chance that my hogs could go all the way along the side and get at least 50%, if not more, damage without having to worry very much about giant bombs. Okay, so that's that. The other thing that will hurt your piggies quite a bit is whatever's in the clan castle. So it's essential when you use hogs that you get rid of whatever's in the clan castle first before actually using them. Okay, so let's have an example of me using them. Oh, okay, one other thing. Combination of what you need. So here's what I have in my camp. I got 28 hogs and I got 60 archers. And this is actually, to me, just one of the most perfect combos of the two. You really don't need much more or much less of hog and archer combo. And I wouldn't really recommend using anything other than archers. A lot of times with wizards, they tend to clump together even more so than archers. Archers might spread out a bit more, so if one of the clumps at least gets wiped out by a wizard tower or a bomb, there's still another clump to go around. Whereas, there's relatively fewer wizards, and so if they get wiped out, they all die. As can be seen by one of my most recent war strategies. Or not war strategies, I should say war attacks. So, we're going to watch a battle. This is one I shared with my clan earlier. So, this guy had an exposed town hall. And so I quickly got that. And I decided I'm going to go after some of that beautiful loot. So I send this pig in to try and draw out whatever's in the castle. Clearly, there was nothing in the castle, otherwise it would have come out. And I also got to pop a bomb, so I know where one bomb is, which means it's one less bomb I have to worry about wiping out my herd. I see these guys are coming over here. I even got to trigger them and get rid of them, because they can hurt hogs pretty badly too, as can be seen later in this video. This is not a max Town Hall 8 base, however, it's a decent base. So, well, yeah, it's okay. It's nothing like what I've been going against in war. I unleash my hogs and unleash them over there because I already know the bomb's been popped. Now I'm hoping there's no bomb, and see there's littler bombs, and there's a spring traps, that's what the things are called. Spring traps, and so those really won't do as much damage to the hogs as, say, a giant bomb would. And again, no giant bombs in the center. They've got other stuff. So they're going through, and because there's been no giant bombs and everything's really close together, it's not very spread out, they're just ripping through the base. And my archers have nothing really to worry about up there because everything's been either popped or is destroyed. Now, there were a couple skeletons that, I don't know if you can tell, they're destroying the last of my hogs down there. And even though they're relatively weak, the hogs are going to go after everything else first before they go after the skeletons. So, naturally, the skeletons destroy my hogs. We're going to speed this up and to show you how having the archers is incredibly effective as they completely destroy everything in their path. Now that there's nothing stopping them. And I get loads and loads and loads of loot in the corner. I could have had more D8 Dark Elixir, but, whatever. Can't have everything. Okay, so I hope that was instructional as to how to use hogs basically. I'm going to prepare, I think I've actually already got it prepared, another attack of hogs. And I will wait until I find a good base of a maxed Town Hall 8, something that looks more like my base. My base is maxed apart from walls, and we'll go from there and I will show you what to do.